Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be discussing the 2024 American Express. The PGA Tour is coming back to California after a couple tournaments down in Hawaii, and this is going to be an exciting first tournament here in California. With the American Express, it is played at three courses: the Pete Dye Stadium course, which hosts two of those rounds. Then you have one round that's at the La Quinta Country Club, and then the last one is at the Nicholas Tournament course. Now, when looking at all three of these courses, they're all par 72 courses, and they're pretty short as well. With that being said, there are four par 5s on each of these courses, which players should be able to take advantage of, and scoring will be low this week. With that being said, there is virtually no rough this week. The wind should be down, with it being in California. Should be very nice weather to play golf and hopefully get some nice scoring conditions as well. Last week we had a great tournament at the Sony Open with Grayson Murray getting his first ever win on the PGA Tour. And this tournament has had some surprise winners in the past. So it'll be exciting to see if anyone can pull that off and if anyone can take down the top players, with Scheffler returning this week, Schauffele, Cantlay, Justin Thomas, and etc. So without further ado, let's look at the field this week and our prices on DraftKings. Scheffler is the number one highest priced golfer this week. No surprise there. He's the number one player in the world. Behind him, you have Xander Schauffele at 10.9 and Patrick Cantlay at 10.8. And then finally, our last 10K person is Sungjae Im at 10.1. Out of that range, I'd say Scheffler is the easier favorite to choose from. I think Cantlay and Schauffele are going to get a good amount of ownership, just because they're always pretty popular and have a lot of success at this event. One name I'm looking at is Sungjae at 10.1. He's priced high, and considering his price, I don't know if a lot of people are going to click him this week, considering you have people like Justin Thomas, Jason Day, Tony Finau, Ricky Fowler, who are below him, who are probably more recognizable for the casual player. So I like Sungjae this week, just off of first glances. If we look at the 9K range, we got Tom Kim at 9.9, Justin Thomas 9.8, Jason Day 9.6, Minwoo Lee 9.5, Sam Burns 9,400, Tony Finau 93, Ricky Fowler 92, JT Poston 91, and Chris Kirk rounding it out at 9K. Instantly, what sticks out to me is Minwoo Lee at 95. He is one of the hottest players right now, and I believe this is his first time coming to the course, but he is just a great wedge player, great putter, great all-around game coming from Australia, and I think he's going to be the next rising star on the PGA Tour. He just has a lot of excitement to him, and the PGA Tour kind of needs a new guy to help keep that fun going. With everything going on with Liv, I think it's important to get these new characters involved on tour, and he is one who's going to be great. 9.5. I like his price this week. I think people might think he's a little bit too overpriced this week, and it might be difficult to click his name, but I like him in this range with who is around him. The other guy I'm looking at is JT Poston. He's just been on fire recently. He had a great final round. Let's look at that. Yeah, he has 61 his final round on Sunday at the Sony. Just been absolutely killing it. T3, T5, and a solo sixth to start the season. And Chris Kirk is someone I'm interested in again. Obviously won the Century, played well at the Sony. Easy course killer. Great putter. Good around the greens. Accurate. And this course doesn't necessarily play to those who can bomb it, or it's not necessarily for those who are shorter either, or don't hit the ball as far. It's pretty all around. So Chris Kirk I like this week as well. If we go to the 8K range, Wyndham Clark 8,900, Eric Cole 8,800, Shane Lowry 87, Siwoo Kim 8,600, Cam Davis 84, Adam Hadwin 83, Akshay Bhatia 82, Taylor Montgomery 81, Andrew Putnam 8K, and rounding it out, Daniel Berger returning from injury is priced at 8K. Of this group, there really isn't anyone that's screaming at me. Eric Cole at 8,800 I think is going to be a lot of people are going to play him this week, considering last week he was mid 9K I think, and now he's dropped his price. He's just a birdie maker, easy course, you know. If we look at his results, yeah, I mean, 4th at the Fortinet, T3 at the Shriners, T2 at the Zozo, T3 at RSM, and 2 top 15 finishes. I mean, it's kind of hard not to play him. Definitely, I would say he's more of a cash game play than tournament play, because I think he's going to be highly owned in tournaments. But yeah, Eric Cole, 8,800. I'm in on him this week. Siwoo Kim, former winner here, I believe. 8,600. Hasn't been playing great, but he tends to kind of break out of nowhere. I think he will be pretty low owned this week. Adam Hadwin struggled to make the cut. He just missed it on the number last week. He couldn't close it out. Yeah, Adam is looking. His price increased since last week, and I think people might be off of him this week considering his miscut last week, so he could be a bounce back candidate. And then the other guy that I have some interest is Taylor Montgomery. He's been playing a lot better, and last season started hot and then didn't, play great the rest of the year, but he's had 12 straight rounds in the 60s. 15 out of his last 16. And 18 out of his last 20 have been in this, 70 or less. So he's someone I'm looking at this week as a tournament play. If we go to the 7K range, starting off Will Zalatoris 7.9, Bo Hostler, Alex Noren, Taylor Pendrith, all 7.8. Billy Horschel, Keith Mitchell, Aaron Rise 7.7. You got Thomas Dietrich, Davis Thompson, Adam Schenk, Tom Hoagie 7,600, and then you got Nick Taylor, Rio Histatune, and Eric Von Rooyen, Matt Kuchar, Nick Taylor, and Rio Histatune at 75. Last year, this is the event that Davis Thompson exploded for, 6 eagles, 8 eagles, some absurd number. Ultimately didn't win, but just made a mockery of all of the holes. I mean, he just played out of his mind through those first 3 days. So I think he'll get some popularity this week from that. I think a pivot would be actually Thomas Dietrich, Euro guy who's came over to play play on the tour. Pretty consistent guy. I don't know if he has the upside to win this event, but I like him as a pivot, I guess, off of Thompson if he's going to gain some steam. If we go back up to the higher 7K range, Zalatoris is a tough buy just because he's coming back from injury. The putting looks very shaky, but his ball striking is good. I just don't know if he can contend in an event like this, like as a birdie maker. I think he's more suited for lower, like 15 and under type wins, and anything over 15 under I think doesn't fit his play style. Bo Hostler is very interesting at 7-8, but I think he's going to be pretty attractive this week, or a big click. Same as Keith Mitchell, I think he's going to be clicked a lot this week. So I don't mind Aaron Rye at 7-7. Out of that group, yeah. If we go down to the lower 7K range, Ben Griffin 74, Matt Wallace 74, Justin Suh and KH Lee also 7,400. 7,300 we got Alex Smalley, Christian Bezadenhout, Nicholas Lindheim, Austin Eckrow, and Brandon Wu. 7,200 we got Mark Hubbard, Sam Ryder, Matthias Schmid, Sam Stevens, Matthew Pavon. Then we got Lee Hodges, Michael Kim, Ben Coles, Chesson Hadley, Ryan Palmer, Grayson Murray at 7,100. And at 7K we got Sung Hyung Kim, Doug Yim, Dylan Wu, Grayson Sig, Patton Kizzire, and Garrick Higo. This group has a lot of interesting names. One that sticks out to me is Alex Smalley again. I think he's underpriced. He did miss last week, missed a cut last week, but he missed on the number. So I like him to bounce back this week. I think Bezadenhout is going to get steam this week. Nicholas Lindheim, he withdrew before the Sony, but has been playing decent. He is coming over from the Korn Ferry Tour, and has some PGA Tour starts before. Sam Ryder is someone I'm looking at this week. He's a birdie maker. He's been under 70 in his last 4 or 8 rounds. He can get hot with his approaches and the putter. So I like him this week. And Patton Kizzire is someone I like this week, but I think he is starting to gain momentum and ownership as a popular 7K guy. So if I were to pivot off of him, I would probably say Garrick Higo. Higo is someone who can get hot with an instant. The metrics are kind of all over the place, but this course could fit his style. He can do it all, putt, chip, drive the ball, knock it close, but many times he's decent or, above average in 2 out of the 4, 3 out of the 4, and 1 is holding him down. So I like him as an interesting tournament play at 7K this week. And if we go down to the 6K range, I am going to look and see if there's anyone that I have interest in. I'm sure Carl Yuan will get some ownership. T4 and a solo 4th in his last 3 starts. Robert McIntyre and Alex Bjork. He made the cut last week at the Sony, which is good for him. This is a course I would say that would be interesting for him because he's good with his wedges and he's good off the tee. But if he can find, the fairway, McIntyre at 68, I think is a nice play, or at least has upside. Alejandro Tosti, he's a Korn Ferry Tour person who has joined or earned his card for the PGA Tour this year. Made the cut last week, and had his best round in his final round last week. So I like him as a pivot this week. Trying to think. Johnny Vegas at 66. Veteran. He missed by 2 strokes, but he's been playing better. And he's been returning from injury, so I don't hate him this week. Nate Lashley, 66, seems too cheap, especially for an easier course. But then again, he has to make some putts and knock it close. So he's boomer bust this week. Davis Riley, 6,600. That's crazy for him because he's a PGA Tour winner from last year. Yeah, I don't hate him either. Joel Damon, Callum Tarrant, Villegas, he's been hot. There's a lot of players down in this low 6K range that probably in a normal tournament probably would be $600, $700, $800, maybe higher. You got Hayden Buckley, who's returning from injury. Kevin Streelman, Chez Reavie. Harrison Endicott, Zach Johnson, Andrew Novak. Down here, Snedeker, Lingmerth. I'm sure Michael Block's in the field this week. So, down here, I don't mind any or some of these players. Martin Laird, Baddeley, excuse me. Excuse me. I don't mind any of these players down in the 6K range as a one-off, or if you're trying to stack the top and you need a couple lower players. There are players down in this range that can make the cut and do well. But yeah, overall, I would say Sung Jae is one person I'm looking at this week. JT Poston, Eric Cole, Taylor Montgomery, Aaron Rye, Nick Taylor. Let's go Sam Ryder, Patton Kizzire. I would say those are some of the guys I am looking at this week. And yeah, this is a great second weekend for golf, or third if you count the Century. And yeah, it'll go up against football this weekend. I'm sure it'll do great again. And I'm excited to see who wins on Sunday. So yeah, make sure to comment, subscribe, comment who your favorite play is this week and who you think is going to win. So with that being said, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.